Never outshine the master. Always make those above you feel comfortably superior. In your desire to please and impress them, do not go too far in displaying your talents, or you might accomplish the opposite, inspire fear and insecurity. Make your masters appear more brilliant than they are, and you will attain the heights of power. This story takes place in France, 1650s. In this story, we talk about Nicolas Fouquet, the financial advisor of Louis XIV during his first years of reign. Louis XIV, the Sun King, was a proud and arrogant man who wanted to be the center of attention at all times. Nicolas Fouquet was a generous man who loved lavish parties, pretty women, and poetry. He also loved money, for he led an extravagant lifestyle. Nicolas was clever and indispensable to the king, so when the prime minister died in 1661, Nicolas believed that he would be named successor. When Louis XIV decided to instead abolish the position, Nicolas suspected that he was falling out of favor. In order to gain back his reputation with the king, Nicolas decided that he would throw a party. Of course, the party had to be a huge one, if Nicolas would ever gain back his king's love. He decided to invite some of the most brilliant and greatest minds of Europe, such as La Fontaine, La Rochefoucauld, and Madame de Sévigné. He even got Molière, French actor, playwright, and poet, to write a play for this grand occasion. The party began with a 7-course dinner, featuring food that had never been tasted in France. He even got new dishes created especially for the night. The meal was accompanied by music, artists, arrangements, flower beds, and even a fireworks display. The party was amazing. Nicolas was sure to receive his reputation back. Everything had gone better than expected. As the next day arrived, with Fouquet waking up excited, ready for what he had earned, ready for his new position, he was surprised to be arrested by the king's personal head musketeer, D'Artagnan. Fouquet was then sent on trial 3 months later, for stealing from the country's treasury. He was found guilty and was sent to the most isolated prison in France, where he spent the last 25 years of his life. It was later found out that all of the stealing he was accused of was done on the king's behalf, and with his permission. If Nicolas was not guilty, why was he sentenced to life in prison? Everyone has insecurities. When Nicolas had hosted the party of King Louis XIV, he had made sure to exceed everybody's expectations. Nicolas was demonstrating his loyalty and devotion. He had made sure every spectacle would be more magnificent than the last. King Louis, however, was a prideful man who could not countenance being outdone in lavishness by anyone, and certainly not his finance minister. Each new spectacle that Nicolas had showed him was merely a flaunt of Nicolas's wealth and power in his eyes. Louis had lost his sense of self, he had holes in his vanity, he had lost a part of his pride. In an insecurity of power, King Louis XIV banished Nicolas to prison, and had replaced him with someone that would do exactly as told. Keys to power. You cannot spend your entire life worrying about the petty feelings of others. With those above you, however, you must take a different approach. Displaying your gifts and talents does not win affection, it gets you replaced. Just as Nicolas was displaying his popularity and wealth, you cannot hurt the pride of those above you. Make sure to quiet down the volume of your pride when around others more powerful than yourself. Especially with those above you. Never take your position for granted. Just because your master respects you, it does not mean you can do whatever you want. Never let any favors you receive get to your head. It is important to keep those above you in a feeling of superiority and security. Rather than showing off your own talents, give discreet flattery, and help build the pride of those above you. Reversal. If your master is a falling star, there is nothing to fear from outshining them. Do not be merciful, they will try to get revenge on their climb back to power. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more.